Okay, so the FBI says that New Orleans truck attacker acted alone, changed his clothes to confuse the police. I seen like little videos of him. It's hard to watch this guy. It's just hard to watch it because like we start a new year and terrorism is at the height of the new year. They're talking about a lot of things about him and how he, like what made him do it. So we'll get to that point. Like we don't really know yet totally because I'm waiting to see what they have to say or like the interviews and like talking to people and just knowing what happened with this guy. I know that our president-elect has talked a lot about like this is why we have to keep immigrants out, but this guy is not an immigrant. This guy was born here. His parents just happen to be immigrants. So it's kind of like when you say stuff like that, it's kind of like I'm an immigrant to a certain extent. Well, I am. I wasn't born here. But I came here legally. Like I didn't come to America off farm working or nothing like that. I came over here. My parents filed, but we were filed for. We came here legally, and I got my citizenship. So, like to make it about differences instead of people just being evil. Because there's a lot of there's school. Unaliving, you know what I'm saying? There's things that happen in schools, and a lot of those people don't look like him. So when people do things, the people unalive people, I think people unalive people. I don't think just certain types of people unalive people. So when you make it about color and ethnicity and nationality, that kind of bothers me because that's why the country's so separated anyway. Well, go ahead.
I agree with you on that, and plus there was another situation the same day in Las Vegas with front of the Trump Tower with the
Cybertruck.
With the Cybertruck, and then plus it was another situation
that they didn't even talk about.
The one in New York, was that New York or New Jersey?
I think it was New York.
New York at the club where 11 people were they weren't unalive, they were just injured.
Oh, you talking about
they was banged in the club.
I think that was something. I don't know. My opinion on this whole thing is like, condolences to victims, families, and all that other stuff. Those are the people that we should be focused on. I think the whole situation of terrorism and just unaliving innocent people is just so stupid. And it's just like, if you have that much, I don't know, it's just stupid to me. And to blame it on, and for our president-elect to blame it on immigration when you have evidence of it being homegrown terrorism where these people were born in this country, they were in the service. It's just to the point where people are so stupid that there's no checks and balances no more in this country. It's just basically you would say whatever you want to say and people will believe it. Nobody will do anything about it.
News?
And it's just, I just don't know honestly what to say about the whole situation other than just stupid.
Do you watch the news?
No, I don't watch the news.
Do you watch the news?
No, barely.
So,
did y'all used to watch the news like during the pandemic?
No.
Okay, because I was like addicted to the news, and then it's just I don't know. It's just I kind of like I'm on news withdrawal now. Because sometimes you watch news because it makes you feel uninformed if you don't watch it, and then you start watching it and you just seeing like the information is not even to keep me informed. The information is to try to control me.
Yeah, or to entertain. They produce certain things. Have you noticed like certain things that you would feel like it's news, like something local, maybe a killing or something like that, they won't even be produced, but they'll gladly display terrorism coming on 5. You seeing all this for the whole segment, like, and that does something to you. It creates fear, it creates anger, and that's probably why the president-elect is wanting to end immigration when U.S. was built off immigration. Like, how can you? That's like the epitome of operating in fear. So now we're going to cut the borders off and block anybody from coming in when the people that are here are a mess too. So it's not about trying to control who comes in and who comes out. It's about changing the minds of who was already in here.
I feel like, I do feel like the president-elect is at fault for a lot of stuff, but it's just not him. It's just the people. A lot of it has to do with the people that follow him and the people that won't. There's no, like I said, there's no checks and balances, and a lot of people in this country, instead of doing what's right, they want to be right. You know, they could be wrong and say the wrong things and realize things are wrong, but they won't admit that they're wrong. It's just like, I have to be right. And that's why there is so much separation in this country right now, because everybody wants to be right. They want to prove that they're right. They don't, there's so much pride going, it's just crazy.
Well, stuff is not. Well, they're trying to get away too much from structure to feelings.
Yeah.
Like everybody. If I feel this way and this is how I feel like that we should change that amendment because the right always talking about how the left is based on feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to make everything about, you know, trans or whatever, and inclusion and all that stuff. But then the right, like, that's how you feel too. Like, a lot of this stuff is based on. That's why government is how government is, because one side feel a certain way about something, the other side feel a certain way about something, and it's just like, but that's based on feeling. Because why are you trying to get rid of teaching about history and then try to make the Bible history, because you feel that you need that type of structure where people need to, because the Bible, none of us was around when the Bible was written. You know what I'm saying? So the Bibles could be, the Bible is one of the best books written, right? But a lot of these could be fable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not an atheist. I am a Christian. But a lot of this stuff could have it could have been fable. A lot of this stuff could have been misconstrued. I mean, the person who wrote the Bible is the epitome of what the right doesn't like. He was a homosexual that wrote that King James. You know what I'm saying? So he's a big part. The big idea of him is something that y'all didn't like anyway. So there probably is some like misguidance in the Bible. There's some things in the Bible that's probably like not perfect.
Yeah, because like the
we're there.
Well, you can't look at the Bible for a historic point of view.
Well, that's what they want to do.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
you need to look at it for the Christ that's in the Bible and not the history that's in the Bible.
Yeah, because that's why we have religious classes and then we have history classes. But they're trying to make religious classes history classes, and I feel like that's a way to dumb people down, to brainwash people, to turn into, because they're not gonna feel like people that are in power or people that like are giving the information. They're not gonna feel like this stuff is like solidly true. They're still gonna know history, but they just don't want the kids to know history or people coming up to know.
It's just like a boy saying, "Well, I feel like this way, so I'm gonna go into this bathroom today instead of the one that's for boys." Yeah, we can't keep operating on feeling, because once you do that, then there's no. Where's the end?
Yeah.
Who's to say a sexual predator like, well, this is what I like to do, so this is my truth. Yeah. So is he wrong now?
Right. It just makes no sense. Like neither side makes sense.
No.
And one thing that's been pissing me off about this situation, this homegrown terrorism, is people making comments trying to be funny, saying like, "Oh, well, now they need to ban trucks now," because people are so scared of gun laws, and people saying that there need to be a ban on assault rifles. Which, if you put assault rifles and unaliving people compared to acts of terrorism using vehicles, the numbers don't even match. You know, so I just think that's so insensitive.
Well, you know.
And it's just insensitive, and it's just so corny, because a lot of these people that complain about these gun laws, they can't fight anyway, and that's the only time they feel like they tough is when they have a weapon in their hand. So, you know, a lot of them are cowards, and they just rely on that gun. And then they like, oh, well, you know, they get scared, like, oh, I don't want the government to take. If the government want to take your guns, they're going to take your guns. That's why we have a military. The military came in right now and want to take people's guns. There's no stopping it. So I just feel like all that little rhetoric and all that stuff is corny too.
Yeah, so we gonna move on from this topic. It's a lot to it. You get mad. You annoy me.
I hate comic stuff, man.
Because you talking about me.
Oh, no, really?
Nah, he not.
Oh, okay.
He not talking about me. Yeah, so we're gonna move on to our next topic. Our next topic,
coming up.
Let me plug in my phone for a couple of Second, so